Welcome to our introduction to Windows XP. In this video, we'll cover basic terminology. Welcome to our first lesson on mastering Windows XP. Just before we get started, it's worth mentioning that I will start right with the very basics, but the lessons will build on each other and pick up pace. So, if you aren't experienced at all with Windows XP, I suggest you start right at the beginning. But if you understand the basics, then you may want to start a bit later on in the coaching series. Anyway, let's get started. So, you have your PC computer, and it's loaded with Windows XP. It may look something like this. As we get into these videos, you'll see more about the interface, what you see here. In Windows, it's very customizable. In fact, it's incredibly customizable, but this scene is often the default that Microwave gives you. Okay, so where do we start? First of all, I think the most important thing is let's just get some key concepts and terminology out of the way right now. This area, for example, when you turn your computer on and before you've done anything, this area, which has the My Computer icon, these are called icons by the way, and the recycle bin icon, this is known as the desktop. You can consider it the Windows work area. For example, let's say you're downloading an MP3 you've purchased from iTunes. When you're downloading it to your computer, you may want to download it to your desktop. In that case, the MP3 would appear here. It's a handy work area. But once you start getting more experienced with Windows, then you won't have everything on your desktop, because you'll see that it can begin getting quite cluttered quite quickly. Anyway, in the first instance, if you're saving things or just working on the desktop, it's fine. Now this, here, is known as the taskbar. And here, you may have these little things. They're called quick launch icons. For example, if I want to start, let's say, Mozilla Firefox, this is the quick launch icon. So I just click it, and the program launches. And there it is. So those are the quick launch icons. You may not have those by default, but I'll also talk you through later how to set those up. Now let me show you something else. Let me open up Firefox again. Now this on the taskbar is telling me that Mozilla Firefox is open because whatever software you're using, and Mozilla Firefox is a piece of software, it appears here. So if I open Internet Explorer 2, that displays here as well. And the reason they display here is because, as you see, Internet Explorer is now on top of Mozilla Firefox. And because of that, I might forget that Firefox is already open. So by looking at the taskbar, you can see at any time what software you have open. Then if I close Internet Explorer, and you can close anything in Windows XP by clicking the X in the top right corner, you see that it disappears from the taskbar. And now Mozilla Firefox is displayed alone. And if I close Firefox, okay, now I don't have any software open, as you can see, and it's showing you the desktop again. So when you open software, you could say that the software runs on top of the desktop. I'll talk you through all of this in more detail just a little later. Okay, so that's the taskbar. Now this is the Start menu. You click it, and essentially it allows you to navigate all the software you have installed. It also allows you to navigate popular areas of Windows, such as My Documents, where you can store your documents, My Pictures, My Music, My Computer, which is also on the desktop as you saw, and Control Panel, Program Access, and Defaults, and so on. And this is also very customizable as well. Finally, there are some icons here. These tell you about software that's running in the background. For example, this capital Z here is for Zone Alarm, which is security software that I'm running in the background to secure my computer. And that's the volume control software running in the background. That's for managing my USB ports on my PC. And that's for sound effects. Just to repeat, this is the desktop. These are icons. These are quick launch icons. Here's the taskbar. These show you what software is running in the background, which you should know about. And this is the Start menu. That's a very quick introduction to some of the main terminology of Windows XP. In the next video, I'll talk you through some of the other terminology and actually get started using Windows XP.